So tonight we're going to talk about Qualtrics. You need to do a survey for empowerment, school-wide empowerment best practices from Todd Whitaker. And so I'm going to walk you through from the very beginning. So if you, let me share my screen. So if you go to the template that we have, you will see that survey right here. Simply copy that survey copy and paste it onto a clean piece, turn it from red to black, and then you can get started. Now, what I like to do before I do anything else, I like to go inside here. And I like to take these. Now, you can do a number of things. Probably the easiest is just to do that and then no border and take your borders off of it that way. You can do that and take your yes, no off, delete. And you should be able to then work with this pretty easily. Cut that and get it outside the box. You can do that if you want to. Doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. But you can always, what is it you can do to get rid of the box? You can always do this. Hold the shift down, hit the space bar, and the box will go away. If you don't know that trick, when you're inside of a figure like that, like a Excel chart or graph, you're inside of it. The way to get out of it is highlight it and then hold down your shift key and hit your space bar and the box will go away. And we can now copy and paste this without leaving any traces when we go to Qualtrics. You can do that with a lot of things, but that's the trick. So there's the survey. And we're just going to ask yes or no's. Like Dr. Stedman said, we're not looking for gradients. We want to know you get to do these things or not. So we've got our survey ready to go. Survey of best practices for teacher empowerment and school leadership. So we're then going to go, we can close that one now. We've already got what we need from it. We can close that. We're going to go to Qualtrics. We're going to sign in. Remember, Qualtrics is over here in the same menu where you find email and Blackboard. If you hadn't been in before, you'll need to do the first time user. If you have been, you just sign in. The menu is under the 3 hashtags here, but when you come in, it'll ask you if you want to create a new project. So I'm going to do a survey. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Bottom right hand, get started. So I'm going to do DALELAMB. LM, Teacher Empowerment Survey. Remember, it's like kids in elementary school. Write your name on your paper. That's the first thing you do. Create your project, and then off we go. All right, we're going to have 5 questions. The easiest way to do this is they're multiple choice. We're going to give them 2 choices, and we're going to do them in let's do them in a horizontal format rather than vertical. We'll do them in a horizontal format like that. And it looks pretty simple to me. And correct or right choice 1 is going to be no. Choice 2 is going to be yes. And if it tries to give you a maybe like that, just click on it, hit the down arrow, and remove that choice. We want no and yes. And we want no to be first because it arranges them left to right and assigns the number. So no will be 1 and yes will be 2. And we want to look at the average or something like that. But always get in the habit of understanding. Strongly disagree, no, whatever. The lowest rating is it numbers from left to right, just like you read. Far left choice is 1, the far right choice is 4. Always get in the habit of doing it that way. And then instead of doing that 5 times, you just do copy. And then you copy that one. Make sure you copy the new one each time. If you copy the old one, the numbering will be wrong. 4, 5. And now we've got 5. Pretty simple. Go back to the first one. pull up our survey, copy, cut, yeah, back to where we were, write the question, Control V, and there it is. Now, again, you see what it did? Sometimes it'll go crazy like that on you. Sometimes until you can. It has a mind of its own. All righty. And you just drop down menu and take them out. And after you do it once, it'll usually quit. It gives up pretty easy. And you just copy and cut them. Copy them or you can cut them. And there we go. And did I skip one? I did. If you do that, just go to Rich Content Editor, and it'll let you just cut it right out of there. If you skip one like I did, and then you just click on that and copy and paste it right back in there. The Rich Content Editor will let you edit what you do if you make a mistake like I just did. We'll pretend like I did that on purpose. And there you go. There's your survey right there. Now, it won't let you publish it, but I'm going to publish mine. And I got an expert rating. It's validated because it's Todd Whitaker survey. It's been valid forever. You publish it and copy the link, and then I can send the link out. Now, it will not let you. It will not let you send this. What you have to do is you have to share this with me. But when you go in, you'll say, but Dale, I don't see anything that says share. It doesn't say share. It says collaborate. And so once you get your survey built, you simply hit the main menu up here and go to projects. It'll take you back to the home page, and it'll be sitting right there waiting on you. Now, every execution you do with this survey has to be done with the survey closed. I can't say that enough times. If you want to distribute it, if you want to copy it, if you want to collaborate it, doesn't matter what you want to do, the survey has to be closed. With the survey closed, come to the end of the three little bullets out here, and this is the menu for that survey. And look at all the neat things you can do with it when the survey is closed. You collaborate it to me. When you hit the collaborate, you just put DLAM in here, DLAMB, and it'll find me, hopefully, DLAM at. And there you go, and save it, and it will collaborate it to me, and I will copy it, publish it, and then I will collaborate it back to you with the link, and then you can send the link out, and then you can open it up and you can see who's answering your survey. Well, you can't see who, you can see how many because it's anonymous. So when you distribute your survey, so we want to distribute this survey, you heard you heard the email come to distribute again with the survey closed. With the survey closed, you hit the distribute button. Once I have shared it back to you, hit distribute again up here in the right hand corner, and it's going to give you a menu here. We're always going to work on the right side. We're always going to work on the right side. But Dale, we're always going to work on the right side. Where it says compose email and address book and all that stuff over on the left, that's not for you. That's just like them skinny jeans. They're not for me. The left side is not for you. You get a single reusable link. That is the only thing that you are allowed to use. Because on the left-hand side, that tracks data. We tell people we don't track their data. We have to be truthful. You have to learn. We only use that in extreme cases where we want to know who answered our survey. That is an ethical issue to use the one on the left. So left is skinny jeans for me, and it's off limits for you. We use the one on the right. Get a single reusable link. And there it is. Copy the link and we can send that to whoever. Now, we will not know who answered because it is completely anonymous. That's the only way we do this. We don't want to have to go through IRB and, Institutional Review Board to send a little survey out in 601. If we track data, we have to do that. That's the rule. And so no jokes about Dr. Brown and IRB tonight. But she stays on us pretty tight. She's a good lady, but she's, her job is to protect people. And so she does that. So that's how you distribute it. So when you copy that survey link, you put it in an email. By the way, put that in an email. See, it shared that one right there. Amber's already shared hers with me. Thank you, Amber. And so if I want to send it, I just hit new mail and I'll send it to Dr. Stedman. And I'll just put the link right there, whoever you want to take it. And then say survey. And he can take my survey. And then let's see what it looks like. If I put that link in.
And I just got your survey, Dr. Lamb.
See how quick that is? And look at there. Teacher has input and development officer at the school. Now, if you want to put a title on it, I'd suggest you don't. Just send it like this. Just teacher empowerment survey, and just have that in the heading of the email where you send the link. Just make it really quick. Yes, I get to do that. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm done. Thank you for taking time for the survey. And now it'll register. See how easy that is? We'll get more advanced as we go, especially if you get into the doctoral program. But this is the easy piece. Quick and, easy breezy. All right. So now in your shell, you will find Qualtrics MSA notes. Everything I've talked about tonight is right here. Turn off all editing, numbering, and formatting in Word. If it comes out of a chart like that one did, a graphic, a figure like that one did, I showed you. Just highlight it, hit Control, space bar, and it'll go away like magic. And it'll clean it right up. It'll take all the formatting off. Do not number the questions. Don't use bold, italics, or underlining. Fix all that stuff up. Spell check edit for grammar before you put it in. We don't have that function in Qualtrics. Don't use coloring or shading of any kind. This usually occurs when copying or pasting from another source, especially a PDF. Don't copy from PNGs or JPEGs because they're pictures. It must be text. It can't read an image. So don't use a PNG, a screen grab, or a JPEG, a picture, and don't use a PDF. Because those are pictures. It can't read those. Don't use other word processing programs such as Notes or Pages or anything else. It'll go crazy. Then building it, you saw what I did. Multiple choice. If you're collecting data about somebody, that's horizontal. When we're collecting information from them, we go vertical. We do vertical on gender and things like that. When we're asking for data, like, did you do this or not? We go horizontal. You saw me change the alignment from vertical to horizontal. Now, it's always that way. Now, if you want to know what grade they're in, what gender they are, what race they are, those questions are vertical because we have to sort then later. We can only sort things that are listed. The choices are listed vertical. The data has to be left to right. It has to be horizontal along the line. That's the line of data. We call it a data string. It goes across the page on an Excel spreadsheet. Pretty simple stuff. When don't do them one at a time. Build all your boxes first. Build all your questions first. Get your boxes right. Then just copy and paste your questions in. It won't fight you near as hard that way. You saw me do that. You do an open-ended, you get different choices. There's all kind of choices. And then remember, you have to close it to collaborate it to me. I'll copy it. And so that's to the point we are. I'll copy it, publish it, and send it back. So let's do that. Let me move this out of the way. Let me go back to my email. Look at there. I shared my own. Let's see, Amber. So it says, hi, Bill. Let me log in. I'll go right to hers. Now, what I'll do is when you send them to me, there it is. Got her name right there in it. See if she gets an A tonight. All right. So I'll publish it. Yep, looks good. Publish. Oh. Project AppTel has to survey. Let's see if it'll let me collaborate it. See, you got to follow the directions. It'll let me copy it, so I'll copy it. Now I got to make sure I got the one. I'll hover my mouse and it'll give me the title. That's the copy. Now I bet it'll let me collaborate. Look at there. Look at that. Found her right away. Selected, save. All right, I have collaborated it back to her. Let me stop my share.
Dr. Lamb, just a reminder to the students, you will find all of this under the AppTel helpful hints and documents. There's actually three things. Dr. Lamb has created a Qualtrics video. The Qualtrics notes are there, and then there's another one on how to retrieve your Qualtrics AppTel teacher empowerment results. So all the information you need, and plus you'll have this recording tonight. So you've got everything that you need to go back and review.
So Elizabeth's got a good question. Am I saying to use these questions for your survey or make up your own? No, you use these. You can't make, that's why we use Qualtrics. You can't make up. You have to either use a validated one, or if you make one up, I have to validate it for you. We got to get in the habit of sending out stuff that's validated so it will be, our data will be reliable. All right. Amber, did you get your share back? Where's Amber?
I did.
That's a great question. Did it? Okay. Can you distribute it?
Let me see.
With it closed, go to the end, those three little dots, and see if it'll let you distribute. Yeah. It's in the menu. Where's the collaborate? So while she's doing that, if you get it, can you just, if your email's open, send me a link. See if it'll work. All right. So again, let me share my screen. The collaborate is with the survey closed. With the survey closed, the menu for your survey is now here. This is the menu for your, that says main menu for your account, but you have a menu for your survey. Once you have created it, with it closed, you come here and click that button, and there's where your options are. Now, let's see, right there. Yeah. So when you send me one, or when you get it done, you simply come here. I have to move all this stuff out of the way. Now, uh-oh. Okay, that's okay. That's a different survey. Now, again, if you don't put your name on it, we're going to have problems. So with your survey closed, let's see, you will be able to collaborate it to me. And with it closed, once I send it back to you, the copy that I have that I have published and copied and sent back, you will be able to distribute it as well.
And I was able to email the link to you.
Yep. Look at there. She sent me the link. She was able to distribute that link. She went in to distribute, hit distribute twice, the blue buttons, got the link. And look at here. I like that. Look at that, it works. It's just like magic. Thank you, Amber.
Dr. Lamb, a question said when they sent out the survey, do they have to use their Gardner Web email or can they use their school email?
Probably use your school email. That because a lot of times Gardner Web email gets blocked.
Right.
So whatever you're using, whatever works, that's the best one. So either one, but that's a good question. I'd say probably you probably have better success with your school email.
Right. People are not going to recognize the Gardner Web one and they'll think it's just junk mail.
Yeah, or they'll think that somebody's trying to scam them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a great question. Yeah, it'd probably be better. You probably get it to work better if you use your school. But you can send me those and I will take the time to copy them, paste them, get them back to you with your link so that you can collect your data now. So that's the next thing, and this will be the last thing. Does it matter how many people we send it to? No. As many as you'd like to. Now,
Dr.
let me
Lamb,
share this.
one ask said, do they need to explain the why of the survey?
Well, yeah, that would be in the email. Don't put that stuff in the survey. You want the survey clean. In the email that you send them, you explain this is a teacher empowerment survey. I'm in the MSA program at Gardner Web. One of the evidences in my electronic portfolio is analysis and action plan for teacher learning, for empowerment and teacher learning, APTEL. As a part of that, I'm surveying teachers if they have the opportunity to participate in these 5 Todd Whitaker activities. Something that simple. 1 sentence, 2 sentences. Yeah. You got to do a setup. Yeah. But that's in the email. And that's in the title and in the email. Don't get in the habit of putting all that stuff in your survey, because then you have to start changing your survey and it gets confusing and Qualtrics thinks it's a question. The setup goes in the email. Okay. So again, thank you, Amber. So when you send your survey out, this is, all these things that you do. So let's go back to one from.
One of the questions was, do we get permission from our principal? And yes, you always have
Oh,
permission
yeah.
from the principal to do a survey in the school.
Yeah, make sure you do that. So here's Pam's. And so when you want your data, there's a couple of things that you can do if you want your data. And so let me move this out of the way. All right, now with the survey open, simply go to, she had 32, it said, go to your results. Look at there, she got 32. 32 of them said yes. None of them said no. Right there's their data, just that simple. And you see where it says share report right here? You click that button and you can get this as a Word document, a PDF, whatever you want. I like Word documents. Word. And it'll generate you a file and you'll have you an electronic copy of your results and you can look at them. It's pretty neat.
And these are the visuals that you will use
Yeah.
in prompt 2.
Yeah, there you go. It creates your visuals right there. Default report. Just put your name on it. You just enable. That's why I said download it as a Word document now. And you can just edit it. If that looks too big, just change that down to about a 16 font. Look at that. This is your N, your total number, and this would be your mode. So 32. And there they are. Look at that. Oh, we got 25 and 7 there. It does our percentages, it does our mean, does the whole deal there. Look at that.
Tia, those 5 questions are in your AppTel helpful hints documents, and they're also in Blackboard. You can find them in several places in Blackboard under week 8 too, I think.
This is actually Pam's survey, it's not mine. There it is. Just run it just like that. And then you can just save it like any other document. File, save as. What about it? Save. So everything that you do up until the results, you have to do with the survey closed. Once you want your results, you just click on the results with it open, and there it is. And so now what I will do, look at that. Now, as you know, I'm not quite as old as Dr. Stedman, but if somebody as old as me can do this, surely you young folks can do this. Y'all are so tech savvy. Y'all ought to just be whizzing on this stuff. This is easy peasy stuff. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty, the only thing is remember, before Moses had his tablets. I appreciate that, Dr. Crawford. And so remember, everything, all your executions have to be with the survey closed, collaborated, to distribute it, all those things. But then once you want to get your results, you open it and simply go to results, hit the share report, and you can download it as a Word document. That way you can edit it, change it, do whatever you want to do. And it does all your graphics right there for you. It's easy peasy. It's a godsend when you're doing a lot of surveying and you're doing a lot of data collection in doctoral programs. We take these and run regressions out of them or do chi-square, association and goodness of fit out of these. You can run an analysis of variance out of this. You got your data. It's categorical data. Just set it up where it's categorical rather than continuous data. It's easy, easy, easy. And yeah, Doctor, you know, you know, I don't mean to talk, but then Dr. Crawford said here he had to suffer through SPSS to do this.
And so
Dr.
did
Crawford,
Dr.
I had to do mine in SAS and had to write the code. That's how old I am. I was on a key punch machine writing code to do mine in statistical analysis system. Now I did, that was my master's degree at NC State. When I was at Chapel Hill, we did have mainframes and we did use SPS, but they were on mainframes. And it took a week to get your data back, but you got it.
Like with punch cards and everything?
I did the punch cards. And if you made a mistake, you hit the eject and it just shot them out because it was punching holes in the cards. We walked around like this with the punch card boxes because you dare not drop those things. And you know, if you got them out of order, that mean there was literally hundreds of them. But yeah, when I was in my master's program at NC State, they made us, we had to learn to program in Pascal and then write and do SAS for our statistical analysis. Yes. So we had to learn BASIC and C and Pascal. COBOL. Let's see.
Caroline, you need to give them enough time. You know, don't rush to what you've got. Remember, you've got some time built in over the next week. Give them enough time to respond. But then I would say after, and you may want to send a reminder email.
Yeah, you can send a
reminder emails. But then after you've done that, you pretty much are going to get what you're going to get.
We never go past 2 weeks. We like to do a week.
Right.
We never go past 2. We always close them at 2 weeks. And so if you want, you can go back in and hit the distribute button with it closed again and go back and get the link again, or you can use the original link. The link won't change. But, you know, a week and I'd send a reminder, and then 2 or 3 days after that, you know, call in the dogs, put out the fire. Time to go on. About 10 days, it's over. It's over. Well, I nearly made it in 30 minutes or less, like dominoes.
I have a question, Dr. Lamb.
Yes.
I'm trying to follow along. How do I put my questions in? How do I close the survey?
You don't have to. You just click the main menu. It'll save it automatically.
Okay.
You don't have to close it. You just hit the main menu and it will close for you and hit projects. It pops back up, close, go to the 3 dots at the end, and you can start doing executions like collaborated to me.
I see it. Thank you.
Now, I'm gonna say a dirty word here, and everybody don't be shocked. This has some elements of artificial intelligence in it. It knows to close itself. It knows to keep itself open. That's why it's so easy to use. It anticipates what you're going to do. Now, I did not say that we were using ChatGPT. What I said is there are elements of artificial intelligence in this program, and it does. That's why it's wonderful at analytics. But it is not an AI program. There's elements of artificial intelligence. It is not considered AI, so we can use it all we want.
Rodney, you can find all that information again in Blackboard under AppTel, Helpful Hints, and Documents. Everything you need's there.
So let me share my screen. Boy, y'all gonna wear me out tonight doing these, but that's a good thing. I like that. Need something to do. I was gonna be out loafing in the pool hall later if I didn't have something to do. So let's see. Here we go. So if we go to one of the class shells, we go to AppTel.
Template and materials.
Template and materials.
Scroll all the way down.
Qualtrics notes. You got the short version for the MSA program right here. You don't have the doctoral one that's like War and Peace. You got the easy peasy. We're easing you in. Yeah. Nobody has to get hurt here on this one. We're easing you in on this one. Yeah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. What else y'all gonna teach them tonight? I might stay around and learn something.
That's it. They've
That's all
got
we
enough,
gotta do tonight? Just
they've got enough to do. So, just a reminder that, anybody that has not, everything with the APSL should be in no later than the end of this week by Sunday. And then make sure that you are already planning and working with, task 1 and preparing for task 2 of the APTEL, so that you can get your walkthroughs and all of that done. So get these surveys in as quickly as possible so that Dr. Lamb can approve them, so that you can go ahead and send them out when you get to task 2 of the APTEL. You actually, once it gets approved, you can go ahead and send it out, so you'll have that information when you get to task 2 of the APTEL. So I would advise you to go ahead and get this done.
So make sure your principal knows it's coming, that you're just sending out Todd Whitaker's empowerment, school-wide empowerment survey. You're not,
But
you're
remember,
not trying to stir up trouble or any of those kinds of things. This is done all over.
Right. And remember, this has got to go to your instructors before it goes to Dr. Lamb, because we've got to look at it first. And then when we say, so then you send it to Dr. Lamb. It needs to go to task 1 needs to come to us first. Dr. Lamb, that's it, because we want them to be able to go ahead and use their time and
And I'll start doing what I did with Amber's, and you saw how easy it was. Amber's already ready to blast off here. So yeah, we're good to go. It's no harder than that. It's very simple.
Suzette?
I just had a question. You said that we only leave it active for 10 days. So if I sent it to you.
You don't have to close it, but I would move on with my data. You don't have to close it.
Oh, okay.
I just 10 days I'd run my reports and keep on. And if somebody wanted to chime in later, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
Well, and I just didn't want to create it now, but I'm not sending it for a week or 2. And so I didn't want that to screw up the 10 days.
You can create it now. That doesn't mean what we're talking about. From the time that you send it, at 10 days, run your data and move on with your life.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to close them. And if somebody wants to come in later and take it, that's fine. But you need to move on. I'd prefer you move on in a week, but if you feel the need, if you're not getting any responses at 7 days, give them 3 more, but you need to move on in a week. But yeah, you don't have to close it to get your results. It can be open. You can still get your results. That's a great question. It does not have to be closed to get your results. Yes, Amber.
I just had a quick question about task 1. Do we need to include our school profile with that if it has not changed?
Yes, you always start out each evidence with the school profile the first time. Yes.
Right. Thank you.
That's just a copy and paste.
Right.
Now, I know that y'all hadn't thought about this yet, but one of the things that we do is we move the bar on your Turnitin score with each evidence, because we know there's going to be certain things that are replicated. So we don't just say 20 on the first one, 20 on. So, we move it up because when you get to me, you're going to copy all of tasks 1, 2, and 3 of the APTEL that you're doing now for task 2 of the OMA. And so that Turnitin score goes even higher. That's the allowable. So yes, we do a lot of copy and pasting because we don't want to just do the same repetitive things over and over again. We're trying to learn to make good use of our time. That's that's that. And I promise if you in the doctoral program with me, I'll tell you what's time to a pig story. That's one of the most famous stories of all time. It's not as famous as not the greatest story ever told. The story of the greatest story ever told is the greatest story ever told. But holding the pig's a pretty good story. But it's about time management, about not wasting your time, about copy paste, use the same things. We're setting you up right now to have the second task of your OMA knocked out. I mean, literally 10 minutes, copy and paste when you get there, which would take you pretty much half a semester. But the one you're doing now fits just fine with that one. So, yeah, we do a lot of copy and paste. That's a good thing, though. I can make that Control V reach in my sleep.
Dr. Crawford, Dr. Revis, Dr. Hamilton, Dr. Nutting, any comments from any of you?
Nope, I'm seeing a lot of force coming in, so great work so far. Let's keep going.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing too.
Yes,
I'm seeing a lot of force coming in, and we talked last week or talked earlier in the week. The state grader, the one that that was the hardest one. She's been very pleased, so it looks good to me. All right, that's all I know, and some things I didn't. I'll see y'all again soon.
Let me conclude with this. Dr. Lamb always finds a way of trying to say I'm older than him. For the last 7 weeks, we have really kept all of you engaged in analyzing data, and we've talked about how important visuals are. Look at my frame and look at his frame and analyze the data, and then you draw your conclusions from that. That was good.
That was good. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.